Well, hello there, this is Jo Saunders, and I'm just going to step you through how to add a new role to your LinkedIn profile, because there's a way to do it, and there's a couple of things to look out for as you're adding a new role. So the reason I'm on this particular page is I've just become a business advisor and trainer for Business Station as one of the things I do, delivering LinkedIn, content marketing and social media management workshops for their network. So I want to add this to my profile. So how do I do this? So this is the page. So what we want to do is go back to our own profile and add a new role. So if I scroll down to experience and I click the plus button to add a role. Now, if this role was a role within my current business, I would be adding it into this sort of network of things. But this is a completely different business. So we click the plus and I put in the title. So I'm going to say business marketing advisor and trainer. Company. So if we start typing in the name of the organization, it will start to find it for you. So I know this is the right one because I was just on the page, because this was called a very similar name, but it's not the right company. So we click that. Location. So Perth. I can put Perth, Western Australia, or I could just let's put Perth, Australia. I currently work here is correct. So we can put in the start date. We'll put the year 2019. We don't need to put the month. Now this is where it gets tricky. You don't want, this box is ticked by default, and you want to uncheck this, because if you've taken the time to craft a headline that is a positioning statement, what this will do is replace my headline with business marketing advisor and trainer. Now there's no context to that. It doesn't mention LinkedIn because I'm doing more than LinkedIn. So I could actually put LinkedIn here, LinkedIn trainer, if I wanted to, or I could put dash LinkedIn content marketing, social media management. So it depends on what you want to do here. So uncheck this. It is checked by default. You don't want to lose all that hard work, particularly if you haven't backed up your profile. Then you want to put your description in here, which forms this bit of text underneath each role. So I can add that later if I like. We can upload some media to go with it. So I could upload a flyer, a document. I could link to something. So I could link to my upcoming workshops with this particular program if I wanted to. So I'll come back and do that later. And then you've got this little slider here. Now, by default, this is turned on. But mine's turned off because in my privacy settings, in settings and privacy, I should say, I've turned it off by default. And I only turn it on when I want to make an announcement. But in this case, I don't, because what's going to happen is my network will be alerted. I've got a new job. It triggers all those congrats on your new job messages. Now, I don't have a new job because I don't really have a job. I'm a consultant and trainer. But I want to add it to my profile just to show what I actually do and how I sort of fit in and help people. Plus, by adding this specific role, it means that the people that come through my training or advisory through Business Station, I can ask them for a recommendation for that particular role. Down the track, they may work with me in another capacity, maybe as part of my own business. I can then ask them for another recommendation as we progress. But if I've only got one role, that means only one recommendation request. So it's just part of the journey and segmenting what that's all about. So let's click save and I'll show you then what it looks like. Let's say okay. So there you go. It's at the very top. There's the job title, there's the company, you can see it's connected by the logo. I haven't got a description and I haven't added my media yet. Once I've sort of entered all that information, you'll see it'll look like these ones then. So I've got all this blurb here about my business, which there's see more as well, and all the media items. Now, it's the very first thing you see as you're scrolling down my profile. So it's not the main thing that I do though at the moment. So what I want to do is move it. So you pick up the hamburger, if you want to call it that, hamburger icon, the 4 lines, pick it up, drag it down. So I'm probably going to put it down below. Oops, now I've gone way too far. If I just pop it in there, you can see now, if I go back up, my wildfire business is at the top with all the different things I do within my business. So trainer, conference speaker, that's all written for that. Creator of this particular program I've been promoting, podcast, guest and blogger. So that's all written to that effect. Consultant, content strategist, and then we've got the next organization, which is my YouTube channel with my colleague Reg Sorrell. Now this particular thing I mentioned about that little checkbox for headline, Reg actually added a role and forgot to uncheck it, and that resulted in his headline being updated to his new role. And we did an episode about that because, it was just a pain, and we wanted to help people understand the importance of not doing it. So there you go. That's why you should add a new role to your profile, connect to the other company page of the organization you're working with, take control of what it looks like on LinkedIn, add a title that's optimized. Like I said, if you want to be known as, for me, the LinkedIn trainer, that's all I'm doing, then I would add that word in there. It's going to help you get found as well. Now, if I go back to the company page, the reason you want to also connect to the right page is if we go to employees, it will show you all the people that are employees. Now, depending on if it's a refresh straight away, I'll show up. So Josh is a advisor with them. We can see here. If we scroll down, Francis has worked with them. Natalie does work with them as well. Kim's the CEO. There's Mark. Let's go next. Let's just see how quickly this might update. And there I am, Joe Saunders. So that's another reason to add the role to your profile so that you connect to the company page and you show up there as well. So hopefully this video has been helpful. A couple of tips and tricks to adding a new role to your profile, some of the things to look out for and not to do, and why it's important. If you've got any questions, let me know. It could, spark my next video. But this is something I often get asked about, particularly when you're working for different organizations, doing multiple things, because as business owners and entrepreneurs particularly, we often have our hands in different pies, heads in different hats, feet in different shoes, and this is how it shows up on LinkedIn. So there you go. Hopefully it's been helpful, and I look forward to connecting with you and teaching you more things about LinkedIn and learning more about you. Thank you.